Hello boys and girls, I am going to walk you through your next main lesson book page. We will be making a clock, an analog clock. That's the one that has the hands that tick and talk all the way around. For this, I like to use a pencil to kind of sketch lightly in case I make a mistake, a pencil with a good eraser. And you will need something round. I have this lid, it's kind of funny, but it's a good kind of stencil to use when I want something that's perfectly round. You probably have a plate that's a good size at home, or another lid or something. So if you need to, you can pause this video and go find something that'll fit on your notebook that you can trace to make a perfect circle. All right, so let's go ahead and flip to the page that we will be making our clock. Look how full and beautiful our main lesson book is already. We've been working so hard. Turn the pages, and these are the ones we did yesterday, with the measurements of time and all the different... I hope you guys can still hear me. Uncle Shane is in the background using his weed whacker and busily working away and working so hard to keep our school nice, but his weed whacker is a little loud, so hopefully you can hear my voice. Here are the 2 pages of the work that we did yesterday. We have the different increments of time, which is all the different measurements of time that we use. For example, 1 minute is 60 seconds, 1 hour is 60 minutes, 1 day is 24 hours, 1 week is 7 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1 month is either 30 to 31 days, right? I have a little star here because there is 1 month that has only 28 or 29 days. I won't tell you which one. I have a feeling you know which one that is. 12 months equal 1 year, 100 years equals 1 century. And there are a couple measurements I don't have on here. For example, there are things that are even shorter than a second. And there are groups of years, like 10 years to equal a decade, and 1,000 years to equal a millennium. But don't worry about those. These are the important ones that we're going to be focusing on now in 3rd grade. We also have our diagrams of the different time-telling devices from throughout history. And here we have an analog clock. This is what we're going to be doing, but a big one, a big version of this today. So go ahead and open up to your next blank page. And we could start on this side, but I want to start on this side. I want to make this a really special and important page in my book. I think this side will be good for notes if you need to take a note on what we're doing or something to help you remind yourself of how to tell time. So let's leave this blank and instead go on to this side. Take whatever circular item you found that will fit on here, perhaps a plate or a lid like me.
I'm adding in something really quickly, you guys. Whatever you choose to use as a stencil should be pretty big. It should fill up the page like mine. We will be writing inside of it. And if you have a small circular object, it's going to be too cramped later on. So make sure it's big and fills the page.
And very lightly with your pencil, let's trace around. So now the trick to tracing around is the hand that's holding the object should be pressing down so it doesn't slide everywhere. So press down, and with your hand in the pencil, trace lightly. And this whole time I'm pushing with this hand so it doesn't slip. And that should give you a very nice circle. Like that. It's a nice light one, but that's good. We want it to be light. Nice and light. Great. The way that I'm going to help you make an analog clock might be different than what you think. I'm actually going to go ahead and divide this into almost like pie slices. We're going to take a ruler, and if you don't have a ruler, maybe the edge of a book, you know, the spine of a book, something straight that you can use to make a line. And the first thing we're going to do is look for this lowest point here. Maybe make even a very light little dot. And the very highest point here, and maybe make a dot, and we're gonna connect them. So cutting this piece of clock pie right in half. Just like that. And then we're gonna look at the 2 points on the left, on the right and on the left. It's a little tricky with the spine here, with the spiral binding, but just do your best. And try to cut it exactly in half, as close as you can. And the point in which both lines meet should be right in the center, right here, of your circle. You can pause the video if you need more time, and you can erase. You can go back and fix it if you feel like it's not even. I really want you to work hard on this. I want it to be even because I think this is going to be an incredibly useful tool when we practice reading the hours and minutes on our clock. So once you have the north and south, the vertical line, and the west and east, the horizontal line, it's time to fill it in a bit. We're not going to fill it in all the way. And remember, we're always using pencil because we're bound to make a mistake or two when filling in something so delicate that we're working so hard on, right? We want to really make sure we got this right. So let's use pencil. You can write the number 12 kind of small at the top. Then here you can write the number 3. Then here you can write the number 6. And if we have 3, 6, something, 12, we're counting by threes, aren't we? So this one is a 9. So these are our kind of corners of our analog clock, and it's time to fill in the rest. So you can think of the 12 as a 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my friends, when it's time to add in the 1 and 2 in between these, don't cram them all in one corner. We want them to be nice and even. So if this is our section, we're filling in 2 more numbers, a 1 here and a 2 here, so that it feels even. 1, 2. The space between the 12 and 1 should be the same as the space between the 1 and 2, and the same as the space between the 2 and 3. Same thing with the 4 and the 5, with this space being equal to this space, being equal to this space. 6, 7, 8, equal, equal, equal. 9, 10, 11, equal, equal, equal. Is it perfect? Absolutely perfect? No, probably not. But do your best and don't be afraid to erase. I've had to go back in this video and delete a bunch of mistakes that I made. But the point here, you guys, is that each number has an opposite across from it. 12 and 6 are opposite, 9 and 3 are opposite, and let's go all the way around. 1 and 7 are opposite. So I'm going to draw a line connecting them. And I'm going to try to keep the middle part of my line going through where the top and bottom and side to side lines have already met up. So if you have a straight edge, this is very, very useful for you right now. Connect those numbers to make pie slices. Let's go to 8 and 2. And again, trying to keep it all together in the middle right here. 8 and 2. And this left hand is pressing down so it doesn't slide everywhere. Then we have 3 and 9 are already connected. How about 10 and 4? Again, I'm going to try to show you keeping the center going through the same point. 4 and 10. Then 11 and 5 with that center crossing there. 11, 5. And then the 12 and 6 are already connected. Does that make sense? Do you see how even they are when we're really paying attention to where the lines meet, to the spacing, right? This is our goal for our clock. We want it to be even. So now what we can do is we can do a little bit of erasing. And we can make these numbers big and bold. We can do this right when we feel like we are confident in our numbers and we're confident in the spacing and we're confident in our lines and we like the way it turned out and it really does look even. Don't do this if it doesn't look even. Don't go ahead and erase and make it big and use color and decorate it. Nuh-uh, we want this to be looking like a legit clock. It is so hard to tell time on a crooked clock, you guys. It's nearly impossible. We want it to be even. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now choose one color. I'm going to choose purple to darken the number 12. And use that same color that you used for 12 to darken the 12 zone, which is the pie slice that's between 12 and 1. Darken it, not too dark, but darken it, darken it, darken it. This is the 12 zone. Anything that lands here means it's part of 12 o'clock. Now choose another color for the number 1. I'm going to choose red. Here's a number 1 in red, and I'm going to color in my 1 zone with the same color that I used for the number 1. Because guess what? If you land here, it's part of 1 o'clock. Then I'm going to choose another color, and if you need to slow down, just pause the video. I'm going to choose orange for the number 2 and color in this zone between 2 and 3 as the 2 zone. This is the 2 zone. Anything that lands here is part of 2 o'clock. Any shorthand that lands here, and I'll explain that more in a second. Then I'm going to choose a color like yellow for the number 3. And between 3 and 4 is the 3 zone. So I'm going to color it the same color. If I want to darken the edges, that's good too. It's definitely okay. Then I'm going to darken the number 4. Actually, what I'll do is use this block crayon for the number 4 to make a light green. This 4 should have been light green. Oops. My mistake. And then we'll use the dark green for number 5. Here we go. And color in the 5 zone, the same color as our number 5. Then I'm going to color in the number 6 with a dark blue. And the 6th zone will be matching that color. The point here is that your zone should match the number that it belongs to. Then I'm going to do a number 7 in light blue. And this will be the 7 zone between 7 and 8. Then I'll choose perhaps a light purple for the number 8. And between 8 and 9 is the 8 zone. So it'll match here. Oh dear, I think I picked the same color as 12, but that's okay. As long as the same color isn't side by side. Running out of colors here. I'll use dark purple for the number 9. And make it the zone between 9 and 10. These are kind of similar. Don't do that. Don't make the same mistake that I did. I'm going to choose pink for number 10 and color the 10 zone between 10 and 11. Same color as number 10. And then I'll finish it off with, how about this gray color. Between 11 and 12 will be this silvery gray. I tried to go for rainbow order. It's not perfect, but that's okay. All right, so looking at our chart, looking at our clock, we see that it starts with 12 at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this whole zone between 12 and 1 is the 12 zone. The 1 to 2 is the 1 zone. 2 to 3 is the 2 zone. 3 to 4 is the 3 zone. 4 to 5 is the 4 zone. 5 to 6 is all the 5 zone. 6 to 7 is the 6 zone. 7 to 8 is the 7 zone. 8 to 9 is the 8 zone. 9 to 10 is the 9 to 10 is the 9 zone. 10 to 11 is the 10 zone. And 11 to 12 is the 11 zone. You might not know what that means just yet, but this is going to be very useful for you. So what we will do next is put 4 dashes in each zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to stay as even as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's a little cramped. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this is the face of our analog clock. It looks very, very funky, but I will tell you right now, it's gonna be so useful. Take your 2 pieces of beeswax and make 2 hands of the clock. I'm gonna warm and mold mine and try to make a long and skinny hand of this clock, starting with making a snake. All right, so you want the long hand to be just about the same length as one of these pie slices. So that's pretty good. And I'll use this little piece to make the tip that points. So the long and skinny minutes hand looks like this, and it points. And now we will make the smaller hours hands, and it should be about half the length. It's pretty good. This is the shorthand or the hours hand. So as we learn how to tell time, we can move these different hands all along our clock. This one will move, and this one will move as well. One more small thing that you can do to your sheet, maybe with a dark color like black, is to very small make a 0 here And we're going to count by 5s all the way around. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So these are the small kind of notes for you to look at. If you look at a regular clock, like something that's hanging on the wall at home, it's not going to have this. This is kind of just for us to be able to remind ourselves of some things. And if you think of it this way, you can think of it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So these represent every minute that you have in an hour. And we'll be using this tool to help us tell time. The face of the analog clock, the minutes marked out, and the hour zones. The 12-hour zone, the 4-hour zone, the 9, the 7, the 5. This hand that points to the minutes, that's nice and long, and this hand that points to the hour, and if not the hour zone. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. We will become masters of this analog clock before you know it. Aloha.